Wyatt is a quiet man of 63, a retired schoolteacher who has always taken pride in living a simple, healthy life. He loved his morning routine, sitting by the window with a cup of tea, watching the sunrise, and enjoying fresh fruit every day. Papaya was his favorite, a sweet, bright reminder of tropical summers and the promise of good health. But one morning, Wyatt woke with a strange discomfort in his stomach that didn't go away. What started as a mild ache soon turned into sharp cramps, and the worry in his eyes was unmistakable when he finally called his doctor. His doctor listened carefully and asked about his diet. Wyatt admitted he had been eating papaya every day, sometimes even several times a day. The doctor's face grew serious as he explained that while papaya is often praised for its many health benefits, it can also cause serious problems if not consumed properly. Wyatt was shocked. How could something so wholesome and familiar suddenly become a cause for concern? It was a moment of awakening, a wake-up call that what we eat, even foods we trust, can impact our health in ways we never imagined. From that day, Wyatt began a journey, not just of changing what he ate, but of understanding his body, learning the delicate balance between benefit and harm. He started to question everything he thought he knew about papaya. Was he eating it wrong? Were there hidden risks he hadn't considered? Slowly, he began to see that food isn't just about flavor or habit. It's about respect for the body's needs, timing, and even the smallest details like how a fruit is stored or prepared. His mindset shifted from casual enjoyment to thoughtful care. Wyatt's story is not unique. Many of us, especially as we grow older, trust in simple routines that feel comforting but might overlook small mistakes that add up over time. It's easy to believe that natural foods are always safe, but the truth is more nuanced. Papaya, with all its enzymes and nutrients, can be a powerful ally for our digestive health and immune system, but it demands our attention and respect. Ignoring certain warnings can lead to discomfort, allergic reactions, or even serious health issues that might surprise you. Through Wyatt's experience, we will explore the 6 most common and dangerous mistakes people make when eating papaya, mistakes that many don't even realize they're making. These errors range from discarding beneficial seeds to eating unripe fruit, from ignoring interactions with medications to improper storage at home. Each misstep carries a hidden risk, but also a lesson, a chance to transform our habits and reclaim the full benefits of this incredible fruit. As a doctor who has seen many patients like Wyatt, I want to share this story with you as if I were talking to my own family, gently, honestly, and with care. Because understanding these subtle dangers and simple corrections can help protect your health, improve your digestion, and bring peace of mind. Whether you already love papaya or are just curious about adding it to your diet, the journey we're about to take will guide you to enjoy it safely and wisely. So let's begin this journey together, learning from Wyatt's experience and discovering how to nourish ourselves better, not just with papaya, but with mindful choices that honor the wisdom of our bodies. The next moments could change how you see one of nature's sweetest gifts and how it can support your health for many years to come. Wyatt never paid much attention to the little black seeds nestled inside the bright orange flesh of his beloved papaya. Like many others, he would simply scoop them out and toss them in the trash without a second thought. For him, papaya was all about the sweet, juicy fruit. The seeds seemed bitter and useless. But after that unsettling stomach pain, his doctor gently mentioned something Wyatt hadn't heard before. Those seeds were far from worthless. In fact, they were a hidden treasure, packed with enzymes and compounds that could aid digestion and even fight parasites. At first, Wyatt was skeptical. It seemed odd that something he had always discarded could be beneficial. But his doctor explained how the enzyme papain, found in both the fruit and seeds, helps break down proteins and ease digestive discomfort. Even more surprising was the presence of benzyl isothiocyanate, a natural chemical in the seeds known for its anti-parasitic properties. Wyatt pictured his younger days when stomach upsets were common but always shrugged them off. Could it be that these tiny seeds held the secret to better gut health? Encouraged by the new information, Wyatt decided to try eating the seeds, but cautiously. His doctor warned him that moderation was key. Too many could be harmful, even toxic, due to certain compounds that the body struggles to process in large amounts. Wyatt learned that just a small teaspoon of ground seeds added to yogurt or smoothies could provide benefits without risk. It was a simple change, but one that required mindfulness. He began to see his daily papaya in a new light, not just as fruit, but as a source of holistic health from flesh to seed. Wyatt's family noticed a shift in his attitude. His daughter, who was curious and supportive, even started experimenting with papaya seeds in her cooking after hearing Wyatt's story. They laughed about the idea of eating something so bitter and strange, but they appreciated how Wyatt was now thinking deeper about his food. It was a bonding moment, a small but meaningful change that brought them closer. Wyatt felt proud, not just because he was trying something new, but because he was taking control of his health in a thoughtful way. This first shift, from ignorance to awareness about the seeds, marked the beginning of Wyatt's transformation. It reminded him that health isn't just about avoiding illness, but embracing knowledge and curiosity. The tiny black seeds, once discarded as waste, became a symbol of that new mindset. Wyatt realized that sometimes what seems insignificant holds the greatest power. And with that insight, he felt a quiet hope growing inside him, ready to face the next challenges in his papaya journey. After learning about the surprising benefits of papaya seeds, Wyatt felt more curious than ever about this fruit he had taken for granted. Yet one afternoon, while chatting with his neighbor over tea, he overheard a cautionary tale that gave him pause. His neighbor, a lively woman in her late 60s, mentioned how she had suffered terrible stomach pains after eating green, unripe papaya raw, something she thought was harmless because it was part of traditional salads. Wyatt's mind immediately went back to his own eating habits. He sometimes grabbed papaya that was still a little firm, not fully ripe, just for the refreshing taste. That night, Wyatt found himself thinking deeply about the difference between ripe and unripe papaya. He remembered how his stomach had sometimes felt uneasy after those early morning snacks. Could it have been the green papaya that triggered his discomfort? His doctor had warned him before that unripe papaya contained very high levels of papain, the same enzyme beneficial in moderation but potentially irritating in excess. This enzyme, while helpful in digesting proteins, can inflame the stomach lining if consumed too much or too early in ripeness. Wyatt's thoughts grew more serious when he recalled a recent health article mentioning that unripe papaya could even stimulate uterine contractions, posing risks for pregnant women. Though Wyatt wasn't personally affected by that risk, he realized that this fruit had layers of complexity he hadn't understood. It was a reminder that natural foods, even those we love, could have unexpected consequences if not treated with care. He resolved to be more mindful, choosing only fully ripe papayas, the ones with soft skin, fragrant aroma, and deep orange flesh. This choice brought Wyatt a sense of control and safety. He began to savor papaya in a different way, appreciating the sweetness and softness of the ripe fruit rather than craving the crispness of the unripe slices. His stomach felt calmer, and the occasional discomfort slowly faded. The transformation was subtle but meaningful. Wyatt was learning to listen to his body's signals and respect the natural ripening process of his food. Wyatt's wife noticed the change too. She smiled when Wyatt declined the green papaya salad at a family dinner, explaining his new caution. Their grandchildren found it amusing that Grandpa was suddenly choosy about papaya, but they were proud of his determination to take better care of himself. Family conversations around meals became more thoughtful, filled with gentle reminders and shared discoveries about healthy habits. Wyatt felt a warm comfort in these moments, realizing that his journey was not just about personal health, but also about nurturing relationships. The lesson Wyatt took from this was clear. Natural does not always mean harmless. Even the healthiest fruits have their nuances, and understanding them is part of aging wisely. This awareness was a step forward in Wyatt's evolving relationship with papaya, from casual enjoyment to careful appreciation. It showed him that transformation wasn't always dramatic. Sometimes it was simply choosing to eat a fruit at the right moment, honoring both nature and his own body. As Wyatt's journey with papaya deepened, he became more aware that this humble fruit was not just about taste or digestion. It could even affect the medicines he took daily. One afternoon, during a routine checkup, his doctor brought up a conversation that made Wyatt pause. "Wyatt," the doctor said gently, "I'm glad you're enjoying papaya, but we need to talk about how it might interact with your medications." Wyatt had never considered this possibility before. He took blood thinners to manage a mild heart condition, something he had been careful about for years. Yet his doctor explained that papaya contains vitamin K, which plays a crucial role in blood clotting. If you eat too much papaya, especially daily, it could affect how your blood responds to the medication, either thinning it too much or causing clots. Wyatt's eyes widened, suddenly seeing his favorite fruit in a new, more complicated light. The doctor also mentioned papain, the enzyme Wyatt had recently come to appreciate, could increase the effect of some anti-inflammatory drugs. This meant that his medication might become stronger than intended, risking side effects he had never anticipated. Even more, papaya's mild laxative effect could speed up his digestion and reduce the time his body had to absorb certain pills, potentially making them less effective. Wyatt left the clinic feeling a swirl of emotions, confusion, concern, and determination. He realized that eating papaya wasn't just a simple pleasure anymore. It was part of a delicate dance with his health and medications. He thought about the many mornings when he enjoyed papaya smoothies before taking his pills, now wondering if that routine needed change. Back home, Wyatt shared this new knowledge with his family. His daughter was quick to research and suggested he keep a food and medication diary to track how different meals affected his body. His wife took it upon herself to help prepare his meals more mindfully, ensuring the timing of papaya consumption didn't clash with his medication schedule. Together, they turned this challenge into an opportunity for teamwork and care. Wyatt's transformation here was not just about what he ate, but when and how he ate it. It was a lesson in balance, patience, and communication with healthcare providers. He began scheduling his papaya snacks several hours apart from his medication, paying closer attention to his body's responses. The small but vital change gave him peace of mind, reminding him that wisdom in health often comes from listening, adapting, and asking for help. Through this phase, Wyatt understood that natural foods like papaya carry complex interactions that require respect and caution, especially as we age and take medications. It was no longer enough to love the fruit for its sweetness, it demanded mindfulness as part of a bigger health picture. This realization deepened Wyatt's commitment to caring for his body with intention and knowledge, blending enjoyment with safety. Wyatt had always believed that if a little papaya was good for him, then more must be better. It seemed logical. After all, the fruit was packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and enzymes that promoted digestion and immunity. So he found himself reaching for extra slices throughout the day, convinced that doubling or even tripling his usual intake would accelerate his healing and keep him feeling strong. But soon, subtle changes began to emerge. One afternoon, Wyatt noticed his skin looking a bit unusual. His wife, ever observant, pointed out a faint yellow-orange tint on his hands and face. At first, Wyatt shrugged it off, thinking it was just a trick of the light. But the discoloration persisted, making him uneasy. A quick search revealed a condition called carotenemia, a harmless but surprising side effect caused by too much beta-carotene, the pigment found in papaya and other orange fruits like carrots and pumpkins. Though not dangerous, it was a clear sign that his body was overloaded. More troubling were the digestive issues that followed. Wyatt started experiencing cramps, frequent loose stools, and occasional heartburn, symptoms that were the very opposite of the relief he had hoped for. The high fiber content and the potent enzymes in papaya, when consumed in excess, had triggered an overactive digestive system. What once was soothing now felt overwhelming and uncomfortable. Wyatt's doctor was understanding but firm when he explained the importance of moderation. Even the healthiest foods can cause problems if eaten too much, the doctor said kindly. He reminded Wyatt that papaya should be part of a balanced diet, not a cure-all or a constant fix. The fruit's natural laxative effect and acidity meant it needed to be enjoyed thoughtfully and in appropriate amounts, usually about one medium slice per day. This realization was humbling for Wyatt. He had to come to terms with the fact that good intentions and enthusiasm alone were not enough. His body was telling him a story, and he had to listen carefully. Reducing his papaya intake brought relief, and gradually his skin tone returned to normal. The cramps faded, replaced by a calm, steady comfort that made him appreciate balance over excess. At home, Wyatt shared his experience with his family, turning the conversation into a gentle reminder about mindful eating. His grandchildren giggled about the idea of too much fruit causing funny skin colors, but Wyatt used the moment to teach them about listening to their bodies and respecting their limits. It was a lesson that transcended papaya. It was about self-awareness and the wisdom that comes with age. Through this phase, Wyatt's mindset shifted again. He understood that health was not just about adding more of what's good, but about harmony, timing, and respect for one's own needs. His journey with papaya was becoming a metaphor for life itself, finding the right measure, embracing patience, and nurturing oneself with care and attention. Wyatt never gave much thought to how he stored his papaya after cutting it open. It was always a quick snack between activities, and if any slices were left, he would just cover them loosely and leave them on the kitchen counter. It wasn't until one evening when he started feeling unusually tired and queasy that he wondered if something more was going on. His wife found some leftover papaya that had been sitting out for too long, softening and smelling slightly off. The next day, Wyatt mentioned this to his doctor during a checkup. The doctor nodded knowingly and gently explained how papaya, like many delicate fruits, can quickly become a breeding ground for bacteria if not stored properly. Once cut, the fruit's exposed flesh is vulnerable to air, heat, and microorganisms that can multiply rapidly, leading to spoilage and even food poisoning. For older adults like Wyatt, whose immune systems are not as robust as before, consuming improperly stored papaya could result in serious digestive upset or worse. Wyatt felt a mix of surprise and concern. He had always trusted the freshness of his fruit without realizing the risks lurking in improper storage. The doctor advised him to refrigerate any cut papaya immediately in airtight containers and to consume it within 2 days. Leaving it out at room temperature, even for a few hours, was enough time for bacteria to grow to harmful levels. It was a simple change, but one with big implications for his health. Back at home, Wyatt made a point of adjusting his habits. He and his wife purchased airtight containers and placed clear reminders on the fridge to avoid leaving fruit exposed. The family started discussing food safety more openly, sharing tips and experiences that brought a new sense of mindfulness to their kitchen. Wyatt felt empowered by this small but meaningful action, understanding that care doesn't end at choosing healthy foods, it extends to how they are handled every step of the way. Wyatt's transformation here was not just about avoiding illness, but about respecting the fragility of nature's gifts. Papaya was no longer just a convenient snack. It was a living food that required attention and care. This awareness deepened his appreciation for the fruit and reminded him of the delicate balance needed to maintain health, especially as one grows older. Through this experience, Wyatt learned that health is woven into everyday choices, from the foods we eat to how we store and prepare them. It was a quiet but powerful lesson that transformed not just his habits, but his relationship with food and family, nurturing a culture of care that rippled beyond just papaya. Wyatt had grown fond of papaya during his journey, embracing its benefits while learning to respect its nuances. Yet one morning, after enjoying a small bowl of fresh papaya, he felt an unusual tingling sensation in his mouth. His lips felt slightly swollen and a mild itch spread across his throat. At first, Wyatt dismissed it as nothing serious, but the discomfort lingered longer than expected. That evening, his daughter noticed and urged him to see a specialist. The allergist explained to Wyatt that what he was experiencing might be a sensitivity or allergy to papain, the powerful enzyme in papaya responsible for many of its digestive benefits. While most people tolerate papain well, some develop allergic reactions ranging from mild itching to severe anaphylaxis in rare cases. Wyatt was surprised and a bit frightened. He had never imagined that a fruit he trusted so much could trigger such a response. The doctor reassured him that these reactions were manageable with awareness and care. Wyatt was advised to stop eating papaya immediately and to undergo allergy testing to confirm his sensitivity. He also learned to watch for symptoms like itching, swelling, stomach pain, or breathing difficulties after eating papaya, or foods containing papain. The knowledge was empowering. Knowing what to watch for helped Wyatt regain control rather than live in fear. Wyatt's family rallied around him, supporting his new dietary restrictions with kindness and understanding. His granddaughter helped him find delicious alternative fruits that were gentler on his system. Conversations at the dinner table became moments of shared learning, reminding them all that health is a personal journey that demands respect for each body's unique needs. Through this experience, Wyatt realized that listening to one's body is perhaps the most vital lesson of all. No matter how nutritious or beneficial a food might be, it is our individual response that truly matters. This acceptance brought Wyatt peace and gratitude, closing his papaya journey with wisdom and self-compassion. Wyatt's story reminds us that health is not a one-size-fits-all formula. It is a delicate dance of trial, awareness, and adaptation. And in that dance, patience and love for ourselves and those around us make all the difference. After navigating the twists and turns of his papaya journey, Wyatt found himself at a new beginning, not just with the fruit, but with his whole approach to health and well-being. The lessons he had learned, the importance of seeds, ripeness, medication interactions, moderation, proper storage, and listening to his body's signals had transformed more than his diet. They had sparked a deeper awareness about how interconnected his lifestyle truly was. Wyatt began to approach his meals with intention and joy. He no longer ate papaya out of habit, but chose the right time, the right amount, and the right way to enjoy it. He experimented with different recipes, blending papaya seeds into morning smoothies or sprinkling them on salads, always mindful of moderation. The ripe fruit became a treat, savored slowly with family, turning meals into moments of connection rather than just routine. Beyond food, Wyatt embraced gentle physical activities like morning walks and stretching exercises, understanding that health was a dance of movement and nourishment. His doctor encouraged this holistic mindset, praising Wyatt's willingness to learn and adapt. This shift brought Wyatt a renewed sense of energy and peace, a feeling that he was actively nurturing his body and mind rather than passively enduring the aging process. Wyatt's family noticed the change too. His wife joined him on walks, and their children started to show more interest in preparing healthy meals together. Conversations about wellness became part of family life, bridging generations and creating shared purpose. Wyatt's journey with papaya had unexpectedly opened a door to deeper family bonds and collective care. Most importantly, Wyatt learned to embrace imperfection. He understood that health was not about rigid rules or perfection, but about balance, flexibility, and kindness to oneself. When he occasionally indulged in a green papaya salad or ate a bit more than recommended, he did so without guilt, quickly returning to mindful habits with gratitude for his body's resilience. Wyatt's story is a gentle reminder that true health is a lifelong journey shaped by curiosity, courage, and compassion. The small fruit that once seemed so simple became a teacher, guiding him to listen, learn, and live fully. And in sharing his experience, Wyatt hoped to inspire others to take their own steps toward balanced, joyful living, one mindful choice at a time. Wyatt's transformation did not stay confined to his own home. Inspired by the lessons he had learned and the health improvements he had experienced, he began to share his story with friends and neighbors in his community. At the local community center, Wyatt started attending health talks and gradually found himself offering gentle advice during casual conversations about food and well-being. People around him appreciated Wyatt's warm, humble approach. He wasn't preaching or lecturing, but sharing from personal experience, like an elder passing down valuable wisdom. He spoke about the surprises hidden in something as common as papaya, the importance of moderation, and how paying attention to one's body could prevent discomfort and even serious health risks. Wyatt's openness encouraged others to examine their own habits and embrace changes without fear or shame. His neighbor, who had once suffered from digestive issues, began trying papaya seeds in small amounts and noticed improvements. Another friend became more cautious about how she combined fruits and medications. Wyatt's ripple effect was subtle but profound, weaving a stronger sense of health awareness throughout the community. This role as a mentor gave Wyatt a renewed purpose and joy. He felt honored to contribute, to help others avoid mistakes he had made, and to foster a culture of care and curiosity. Through storytelling, Wyatt helped demystify nutrition and aging, making these topics accessible and relatable. At home, his family supported his outreach wholeheartedly, proud to see Wyatt stepping into a role that extended his personal growth into collective benefit. Wyatt himself felt gratitude for the journey, from pain and uncertainty to confidence and connection. His story reminds us that sharing knowledge, no matter how small, can spark meaningful change. Health is not just a personal endeavor, but a shared journey, strengthened by community, empathy, and trust. Even as Wyatt settled into his new balanced lifestyle, he knew that health was never static. The body changes, circumstances evolve, and new challenges arise, especially as one grows older. One morning, Wyatt noticed he was feeling more fatigued than usual, his joints ached a bit more after walks, and sometimes his sleep was restless. These subtle signs reminded him that vigilance and adaptation must be ongoing. Wyatt consulted his doctor again, who encouraged him to consider a wider view of wellness, not just food and medication, but stress management, sleep quality, and emotional health. Wyatt realized that his papaya journey was just one chapter in a larger story. He began exploring mindfulness practices, gentle yoga, and community activities that nurtured his mental well-being. This new awareness deepened Wyatt's respect for the delicate balance of life. He understood that setbacks were natural, not failures, and that kindness toward oneself was essential. He learned to celebrate small victories like a good night's rest or a pain-free day, and to approach difficulties with curiosity rather than fear. Wyatt also continued to educate himself about nutrition and health, staying open to new information while critically evaluating it. His experience with papaya had taught him the importance of knowledge grounded in care and science, not hype or fear-mongering. Throughout these challenges, Wyatt remained a role model for his family and community, showing that lifelong wellness is a journey of growth, learning, and compassion. His story is a testament to the power of staying engaged with one's health, embracing change, and living fully with awareness. Wyatt's journey with papaya began as a simple quest to ease digestive discomfort, but blossomed into a profound transformation of his entire approach to health and life. Through the ups and downs, he discovered that true wellness is not a destination, but a continuous path, one that asks us to listen deeply, act wisely, and nurture ourselves with patience and love. Now, Wyatt feels a deep sense of gratitude. He appreciates every meal shared with family, every mindful choice made in the kitchen, and every moment of connection that nourishes his spirit. The lessons from papaya, respecting its power, understanding its risks, and embracing balance, have become metaphors for his broader philosophy of aging gracefully. Wyatt's hope is that by sharing his story, others will feel inspired to embark on their own journeys with openness and courage. He reminds us all that it's never too late to learn, to change, and to thrive. Whether it's a fruit, a habit, or a mindset, small shifts can ripple into profound healing. As the sun sets on Wyatt's day, he sits peacefully, knowing that health is a gift cultivated with care and shared with kindness. His legacy is one of gentle wisdom, passed not through grand declarations, but through everyday choices and heartfelt stories. May Wyatt's journey encourage you to honor your body's voice, embrace knowledge with humility, and live each day with the grace that comes from true understanding. Wyatt's journey with papaya was much more than just learning about a fruit. It was a profound transformation that changed how he viewed his own health and well-being. From initially discarding the tiny seeds to embracing their hidden benefits, and from unknowingly eating unripe fruit to carefully choosing ripe papayas, Wyatt learned to listen closely to his body and respect the delicate balance that health requires. Along the way, he discovered that moderation, mindfulness, and understanding interactions with medications are essential, not just for papaya, but for all aspects of life. These shifts helped Wyatt move from uncertainty and discomfort toward confidence and peace, showing us how small changes can lead to lasting well-being. Now it's your turn to reflect gently on your own habits. Are there little mistakes you might be making with your food or lifestyle that quietly affect your health? Like Wyatt, embracing awareness and care can open doors to better digestion, stronger immunity, and a more vibrant life. The path to health isn't about perfection, it's about kindness to yourself, learning and taking one mindful step at a time. Remember, every thoughtful choice you make nurtures your body and spirit. With patience and love, you can cultivate a life full of energy, balance, and joy. Wyatt's story is a hopeful reminder that transformation is always possible, no matter your age or stage. So take this moment to listen deeply, act wisely, and embrace the beautiful journey of caring for yourself every day.